How you doing, sports fans? Eddie the Hat here, coming at you from the offices of sportswagers-selections.com and EddieTheHatWins.com, where winning is everything winning. Sign up right now for our multi-level packages that we're offering currently on the internet, and you won't be sorry, folks. We have NCAA football starting right now, and we are red hot with our MLB selections. Go ahead and log on right now, and you won't be disappointed in the results, to be sure. On the phone line right now, we have a very special guest for you. We have Big Boppi, the old coach from Modesto. And Boppi, it's a pleasure to have you on the phone lines with us tonight from Modesto. How are you?
Hey, it's great to talk to you, Ed. I'm really looking forward to this college football season. I think it's going to be one of the most exciting in years.
Well, Boppi, we had quite a scare with the NFL, to be sure, but we always had the NCAA to fall back on, so we weren't too worried about having the gridiron action going on for us. But, Boppi, you are our true BYU analyst. You're a admitted BYU honk, college graduate of the BYU Cougars up there in
I bleed blue and white, and I'm true blue to the end. I am really excited about this coming season. Got a sophomore quarterback that I think he's got a chance to be the best quarterback who ever played at BYU.
Well, you know,
better than Detmer, better than Jim McMahon.
Boppi, when we woke up this morning and we found out that the coaches poll ranked the Cougars 43rd, we said, who else are we going to call to get his reaction from this? Well, Boppi, let's just find out what you really think of it, because there's kind of mixed emotions. There's two ways of looking at it. And coming off of maybe what you would call a disappointing season last year, or some people were calling it, you know, we told you so. So we're gonna kind of let you dive in here and let the viewers out there and the followers kind of tell us what you think that we can expect this year in 2011 from the program.
I think what you're going to see is a return to BYU offense. I mean, they've almost really been more like Ohio State. Actually, even after the kind of, especially last year, with the kind of offense that Robert and I called, and with their running attack, and we didn't really have the horses to have that kind of running attack, and I think the win column showed it. However, at the end of the year, they won 4 of their last 5. They did lose to Utah, but it was on a blocked field goal at the gun that kept them from winning that game against number 20. Actually, I think they're in position this year. It's all going to depend upon those first 3 or 4 games. How they do against Mississippi, how they do against Texas, and how they do against Central Florida. And I really think that they're probably going to win at least 2 out of those 3 games. The Utah game will be a toss-up as always, but after that, they are off to the races.
How do you feel about them switching conferences, going independent?
It's an absolute. You can't lose now. I mean, everybody's there's no conference. Well, the conference had no respect for BYU. They didn't respect their position or their honor code or the fact that they didn't want to play on Sundays. All of those things were sticking points with the conference, and the conference would not let BYU replay its own games. The real reason for them going independent was all about the TV contract, not about the money, but about the rights to the games. BYU and the BYU channel have really upgraded. It's one of those things that I don't know if anyone would follow it, but they're upgrading in entertainment, and they're upgrading in sports. And the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, is very image conscious, and they wanted to put those sports, not just football, but soccer and softball, all those sports
Okay, so who are the youngsters now? We keep hearing about these guys that are gonna make this program prominent again this year. Who are they? What can we expect? And do we have a contender?
I don't know if you know who Brian Keel. Brian Keel's the linebacker for the New York Giants. Played at BYU about 5 years ago. He came back and he watched a practice this summer. He watched Ross a wide receiver, and he also watched Cody Hoffman, another receiver. Both these receivers are between 6'4" to 6'6". They both weigh about 220 pounds, and they both run 4.40s or sub-4s. And they both can jump, have vertical leaps of 36 inches. Anyway, what Brian Keel said is, he says, I have never seen the athletes at BYU like they have now. I've never seen people at BYU had that kind of athletic skill. He said he was excited just thinking about what could happen. And at linebacker, they have skill there too. They have a guy who was at USC, Ilona Kabenga. They're going to be a very good team on both sides of the ball.
So you guys have some horses then this year that can compete, despite being youthful and young.
I think the youth is going to actually help them out a little bit. I think that Heaps is only going to get better. The two games that I'm really worried about losing in that first thing is those road games at Texas and at Mississippi. I mean, you know how tough it is to go into a Southeast Conference school. I don't care where that team is ranked in that conference, how tough it is to go into an SEC stadium and win there. That is really hard, no matter how good your team is. So that's an adult dose. But I think that by the time they get to the rest of their schedule, I think TCU is in for a surprise this year. They've got that game coming up in October when they play TCU in Dallas in Jerry Jones and Cowboy Stadium.
Okay. I'm going to put you on the spot here, Boppi. I know you're not much of a gambler. You're more of a stats guy and everything. But for the viewers out there that enjoy having a few bucks on a game and throwing back a couple of beers at the same time, what are the chances of them going seriously deep this year, and actually maybe paying some dividends come bowl time?
I think they will be in the bowl picture, but I don't think they can win they can win all their games early, which it would require for them to get into that top 12, into the top 5, whether in an elite bowl. I don't think a BCS bowl is reasonable this year, but what is reasonable is that they have a really good year, and so that next year they don't start out at 45th in the nation, but they start out in the top 15 or the top 12. If they can work their way up and get to the top 12 this year, next year they could compete for the BCS and maybe even compete for the title. The schedule's that good, the publicity's that good, and the team is that good.
Okay. All right, folks. Well, you heard it here from the old coach from Modesto. You heard it here, brought to you by sportswagers-selections.com and EddieTheHatWins.com. Boppi, it was a pleasure having you on the phone with us this evening. I know you got to run, you got things you got to take care of, but we will definitely be talking to you again soon. And good luck to you, and good luck to the Cougars this year.
Hey, thank you. Go BYU.
All right, folks, good luck to you, and we'll see you soon in the cashier's line.